Hey guys, um, so today we're talking about multiplying and dividing exponents again, just kind of getting more uh, intense uh, questions so that we are good to go when it gets really crazy. So, um, kind of the way that I think about this is I follow a certain order of steps. So the first thing I do is I simplify the top. Then I simplify the bottom, and then I kind of do like the in-between. I call it simplifying in between. So that's like looking up and down between them. So simplify between. So on this first one here, I'm almost acting like the bottom isn't there. I'm looking at these up here. I start with my big numbers out in front. So 4 times 3 is 12, and then I'm going to cross them off because I'm done with those. So then I'm going to go in alphabetical order. So X, Y, and Z. So X is the first one. So I've got none there. I have 3 there. So this is just X to the third. I can cross that off. I'm done. So then Y is next. I have 4 here and 3 here. So that's Y to the 7th. Oh, Y to the 7th. And then my last one is Z. So I've got Z. I have 1 and 4. So that's Z to the 5th. So that's the top. I simplified the top. Now I'm going to simplify the bottom. So I've got 2x, y to the 4th, z to the 4th. There's nothing I can combine down there. So I'm just 2x, y to the 4th, z to the 4th. So now I simplified the bottom. Now I'm going to simplify between. So I'm going to again start with these big numbers out in front. 12 and 2. So we kind of think about it as a fraction. 12 over 2 can reduce to 6 over 1. And since 1 doesn't really mean anything when we're multiplying, I'm just going to leave the 1 out of there. So my big numbers are done now. So now I go to my x's. And we're dividing them, so we're sort of subtracting. The way that I think about it is, where are there more x's? In this case, there's more x's up top. How many more are there up top? Well, there's only 1 down here, so there's 2 more up top. So when I go to simplify, I'm going to have x squared. So my x's are done. Same thing with the y's. Where are there more y's? There's more up top. How many more are there up top? 4 into 7 is 3 more. And then z's, same thing. There's more up top. How many more? Just 1 more. So I actually didn't need that bottom fraction bar there, so I can just clean this up. 6x squared y to the 3rd z is my final answer there. Okay, let's go over to number 2. So in number 2, we're going to do the same thing. Simplify the top first. So I've got a 4 and a 4. Multiply those together is 16. Then I'm going to cross them off. So P, Q, R. Already in alphabetical order. That's nice. So P first. So P squared, P cubed. So I have 5 total. And cross those P's off. Q. I've got 3 and 4, which is 7. And then R's, I've got 3 and 0, which is just 3. Okay, so there's my simplifying the top. And then in the bottom, 3pq to the 4th, r to the 4th. So we don't need to do anything down there. So now we've simplified the top, we've simplified the bottom. Now we need to simplify between the two. So 16 over 3 cannot be simplified, so we're just going to leave it as 16 over 3. So those can be crossed off. Then my p's. I have more p's up top, so my leftovers are going to be up there. And I have 4 more up there because 5 minus 1 is 4. So I'm done with the p's. Now q's. Q's, I have more up top. So that's where I'm going to have them left over. and I have 3 more up there because 7 minus 4 is 3. And then r's, I have more in the bottom, and just 1 more. So I can just leave it just like that. Alright, down here to number 3. Let's simplify the top. So 3 is the only coefficient I have up there. So then let's do our x's next. So I've got x to the 4th, and that's it. So that just stays x to the 4th. Then I can do my y's. I have y to the 4th and y, so that's 4 and 1, so that's 5. And then I have just a lonely little z back there. Alright, so there's the top. Now let's go to the bottom. 3 x to the 3rd, y to the 3rd, z squared. That's it. There's nothing we can do with it. My z's and my 2's look exactly the same. Alright, so bottom is simplified. So now let's go ahead and simplify between, going up and down. So if there's a 3 on the top and a 3 on the bottom, they're just going to cancel out. So then I've got my x's. I have more up top, and I have 1 more up there because 4 minus 3 is 1. So that's my x's. My y's, I have more up top. 5 minus 3 is 2, so I have 2 more up top. And then with my z's, I have 2 in the bottom, 1 in the top, so I have more in the bottom, and there's just 1 there. So there's our answer for number 3. Number 4, same thing, simplify the top. So 3 and 2, when we multiply those together, we get 6. And then this is going A, B, C. So A, I have 3 and 3. So that's 6a, or a to the 6th. Then I have my b's. I have a b to the 0, which is nothing. And then b to the 3rd, so just b to the 3rd. And then I have c. I have 4 here and 1 here, so that's c to the 5th power. Then on the bottom, we've got 4a squared b to the 3rd, because there's nothing that can go together, so we're just done. Then we treat this 6 over 4 like a fraction, so we reduce it. So 6 over 4, 2 goes into both of those. 2 goes into 6 3 times, and 2 goes into 4 twice. So it reduces to 3 halves. So we're done with that. Then I have more a's up top. I have 6 minus 2 is 4 more a's up top. So I'm done with those. Then my b's, I have 3 up top and 3 in the bottom. Those are just going to cancel. And then I have more c's up top, so c to the 5th up top. And there's our final answer. Number 5. So let's simplify the top. So with an exponent of 0, we can just kind of take that out because it just equals 1. So we're just going to go p r to the 4th on the top. Then we're going to start with our big numbers, our coefficients. They're 2. That's the only one down there, so we'll just write 2. Then we go to our p's. So I've got 1, 2, 3 p's. Multiplying together, so that's p to the 3rd. Then I'll do my q's next. I've got 2 and 4, so q to the 6th. And then my r's, I've got r to the 4th and 0, which is just r to the 4th. Okay, so we simplified the top, we simplified the bottom. Now let's simplify between the two. So this 2 is just going to stay there at the bottom. Done with that. I have more p's in the bottom. And then 3 minus 1 is 2, so I have 2 more down there. So I'm done with the p's. Then q's is my next one. So q to the 6th, there's none up top, so that q to the 6th just goes there in the bottom. And then my r's cancel. I have 4 in the top and 4 in the bottom. So this is a little bit of a peculiar situation because there's nothing left in the top. So when everything cancels out in the top, you just simply put a 1 there. When everything cancels out in the top, you put a 1. Okay? Number 6. Let's start by simplifying the top. 3 times 4 is 12. And then I've got x, y, and z. So my x is just 1, just cubed. Then I've got y squared, that's my only y. And then I've got z to the 3rd and z squared, which is z to the 5th. Okay, so let's cross those out there. Then in the bottom, I've got a 3, an x squared, a y cubed, and a z to the 4th. And that's that. So the whole bottom was already simplified for us. Alright, so then 12 over 3, we take that as a fraction. 3 goes into 12 4 times, so it's like 4 over 1. I'm not going to write the 1 down low. Then we've got x cubed and x squared, so there's more up top and just 1 more. So I'm just going to leave that as x. Then we've got our y's. There's 1 y down below, the extra. And then our z's, we have 5 up top, 4 in the bottom, so there's 1 more up top. That's our final answer right there, 4xz over y. So what I'd like you guys to do now is go ahead and do 7 through 16.